Candace, I want to get to the reality of what you're actually saying. So when you say that somebody at Turning Point USA, Charlie's company, was complicit in his murder, who? Who was?
Candace can no longer dance.
I believe that there were multiple people at Turning Point who are, as I have said many times, my exact words are, they are engaged in a cover-up of what happened to Charlie on that day.
No, but who was involved in his murder?
I didn't say that they murdered Charlie.
Candace can't dance no more. JEJE vibe, JEJE vibe, JEJE vibe.
It's JEJE vibe.
Feel the vibe, feel the vibe, feel the vibe.
It's a vibe.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to JEJE Vibe.
We're back.
You know I got my amazing queen with me.
Thanks, my love. The amazing nose.
So Lewis and Gabriel, if you're just finding out JEJE Vibe right about now, hit the like button and subscribe. Where else would you rather be?
Our new layout is cool.
Man, I hope you guys are enjoying it. So without further ado, let's talk about it. Candace has lost her rhythm.
Candace can no longer dance.
Okay, everybody, Shabbat Shalom. I just want to say Shabbat Shalom to everybody back at home. Happy Hanukkah to our greatest friends and allies. And, you know, this is a good time to mention that Israel does have a right to defend itself. Tucker Carlson is Adolf Hitler. And TikTok does need to be purchased by the Mossad. It's just how I'm feeling today.
Candace, can you dance? Can't dance.
I am not different. Maybe you are different.
Candace can't dance no more.
I am not different. Maybe you are different.
Since the death of Charlie Kirk, there has been a lot of theories out there. And one of the propagators of these theories has been Candace Owens.
I'm going to miss Charlie. I really am going to miss Charlie. And I think when Charlie was assassinated, there was something about it. I knew that this story was going to be dark. Instantly, I knew that Charlie was betrayed. They laughed at me. Oh, you had a dream. Charlie told you he was, yeah, Charlie told me that he was betrayed. And I think part of the mourning was the grief that I was experiencing was in large part due to my understanding that this was going to be missional for me. I think I knew deep down that this was going to be missional. And I kind of knew deep down that the whole world was going to be against me, or I guess the whole dark apparatus was going to be against me, not the world. There are so many good people in the world that are the reason that I'm doing this and who understood instantly and felt instantly what I felt when this all happened.
We could conveniently call her a propagator now.
Because she has been taking us places that we didn't ask for.
People that worked with Charlie Kirk at the company he built, which is now run by his widow, you are directly accusing people in that company of being complicit in his murder, right?
I want to just be very clear connecting that dot. So I said that when there is a conspiracy, of course, there are going to be multiple people involved. So applying that same logic to JFK, right? Knowing, as I do, and as Charlie did believe that LBJ was involved, which then implicates the feds as having been involved, which then implicates the Dallas police station as being involved. I believe Israel was obviously involved, that they were the ones that wanted him dead for saying that what is now AIPAC should have to register under FARA. So there's motive. There are people that have to be involved on the ground that day. There are people that have to be willing to allow the perpetrators to get away. There has to be media that's complicit. And that's what literally Operation Mockingbird was.
She has been taking us places that we didn't ask for.
Revealing personal text messages between her and Kirk now.
Charlie wrote to me, "You're going to be the Iron Lady of America." He had such a political vision for me. I never wanted that sort of a thing. I see it so freaking clearly. I might be Moses, though. I might not see this whole thing through. LMAO. If that is the case, be my David. I said, dude, you haven't even realized your power yet. You're so young, is what I was thinking. He said, if I tell you the true prophecy that I know in my gut, it's really sad, but I hope it's wrong. He went on to say, anyway, I am not sure if I will live to see the end of this revolution. I believe you were the piece that God meant me to meet that will finish the fight. Since the beginning of TPUSA, I knew in my gut that I might get wiped out at any time. I cannot explain it, but I dream about it all the time, like all the time. Anyway, that's depressing combo for another time, LMAO. I said, that's weird, more of a fear manifestation than an actualization. He said, I'm not really afraid of it, but I'm just telling you what I know to be true. And he told me that. I don't know why. Charlie knew he was going to die young. And I don't know. I just felt like I needed to share that because it is in part why the moment that Charlie got shot, I just knew he was betrayed.
Revealing personal text messages between her and Kirk now. Also stating the fact that they went fishing together as friends. The things that we didn't need to hear about.
I absolutely love the mountains. I am a mountain person, so to speak. Wyoming is, in fact, my favorite state in the union. And it felt fitting also because the first time I ever visited Wyoming, I was with Charlie Kirk. I then visited Wyoming many times thereafter over the years. And he was the last time I went to Wyoming, I was with Charlie Kirk. He was the last person I visited with. And it was for, ironically, Foster Fries's funeral, who was a big time donor to Turning Point USA, still is, I believe. Charlie, I was thinking out there and remembering, paid for my flight to Wyoming. I had to get there very quickly because I was doing Joe Rogan's podcast. It was huge.
We didn't ask you for all of this information.
I fished while I was out there. And so I want you guys to know another fun fact about Charlie Kirk. He hated fishing. He absolutely loved the mountains. He loved hiking. He was quite the athlete, but he hated fishing. It just was not his thing. In the same way that golf is just not my thing. Fishing was not his. And this photo that I'm about to show you makes me laugh because we were in British Columbia fishing. And here's a photo of me and Charlie. And I was so excited about this catch. Charlie's eyes are closed here. And as soon as, I think it was Don Jr., it might have been Corey Lewandowski, hit flash, took the picture, Charlie just went, ugh. I don't know why you guys like this.
She started sharing text messages between her and Charlie Kirk.
He said, do I have to change this shirt? And I wrote back, yes, and throw it away if you can. Charlie, and he writes, okay. And he's wearing a Turning Point early shirt that somebody, I think, gave to him. He's stitched on. Is it stitched on? Is it ironed on? I don't know. But I was like, Charlie, burn it. Obviously, burn that shirt. And it makes me, it's the stuff that makes me cry and makes me sad because he just was so young. You know, Charlie was so young and he was such a good person. And I'm also going to miss the young conversations that you have when you're vibing with someone and you're speaking about things that you don't understand as you were coming up in politics.
So, TPUSA, which happens to be the baby of Charlie Kirk, which is being run now by Erica Kirk, the wife to Charlie Kirk, have been having their issues with Candace Owens.
Because she came out saying that she's forgiven the person accused of spoofing Charlie Kirk now.
That young man. I forgive him.
But it seems like Candace is busy stirring the pot.
He knew, and others knew, that Charlie was done with Israel bullying him, and I am now going to present you proof of what I am saying. This is an actual group chat, which happened 2 days before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. There were 9 people in total on this chat, including Charlie and Rob McCoy. I'm going to protect the names of the other 7 for now. To be clear, I might actually release a name every day this week, but I want to show you this because suffice it to say, Rob McCoy was on this text thread, and I think it helps contextualize him as a person, in my view, that he would attack me for telling the truth about the pressure that he was facing. Take a look. So Charlie writes in this group chat, just lost another huge Jewish donor, $2 million a year because we won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting Candace. Somebody writes, oh. Charlie writes, Jewish donors play into all of the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. Then somebody writes, a donor writes, please do not invite Candace. That might feel good short term, but it's not good long term, in my opinion. Like all groups, you're going to get a wide variety of opinions. That nasty free will thing that God bestowed on us makes life frustrating at times after the dust settles a bit, maybe. So again, this is 48 hours before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. He was very clear and he was very explicit, and he did not back down, not in that Hamptons meeting, which they're all lying about, nor in this text thread. I'm not going to reveal the names of the other 7. Actually, you know what? I disagree with myself 4 seconds ago. Let's just throw in Josh Hammer for funsies. He's on this chat, okay?
Candace has been stirring the pot, and she's been having like episode upon episodes upon episodes,
and gaining lots of views now.
Until now, she's the #1 podcast in the world.
Last year, from Bridget Macron now into the Charlie Kirk story, I think you've developed a modus operandi, which, to put it politely, is you flying what we would call in the world of journalism kites, and just seeing what can cause the most merry hell, therefore get you the biggest audience, therefore make you the most amount of money. And people have, as you know, you've been widely attacked now by a lot of people who say that you're just a ghoul, a vulture. You're doing this deliberately. You're inventing things or just flying ludicrous conspiracy theories to make money.
So she's been having this back and forth with TPUSA, bringing theories about TPUSA and information she's hearing and the sources she has in TPUSA.
So when you say that somebody at Turning Point USA, Charlie's company, was complicit in his murder, who? Who was?
I believe that there were multiple people at Turning Point who are, as I have said many times, my exact words are, they are engaged in a cover-up of what happened to Charlie on that day.
No, but who was involved in his murder?
I didn't say that they murdered Charlie.
You said that people at Turning Point were complicit in his murder.
No, my exact sentence that I said was that there were people at Turning Point who are engaged in a cover-up.
No, you didn't.
I believe that thoroughly.
Candace, you didn't say that.
I want to know why the decision was made to murder Charlie Kirk, a decision that very clearly had to be approved by Charlie's friends.
You said literally.
I did say that on my entire show.
You said there were people at Turning Point complicit in his murder.
Okay.
That's what you said.
When you and I were discussing, that's why I said, let's go back. I was applying the logic of a conspiracy to JFK.
And Erica Kirk has been doing her rounds when it comes to the media.
Yeah, she recently went for media rounds now.
I want justice for my husband, for myself, for my family, more than anyone else out there. So for me, you want to keep telling me to come down while we're building? I don't have time for that. But here's my breaking point on that. Come after me, call me names, I don't care. Call me what you want, go down that rabbit hole, whatever. But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
And she has clear messages.
Telling Candace to stop.
It's about time you stop. You asked if I say stop, you will stop. And now I'm asking you to stop.
The podcaster Candace Owens, okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's, at one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
Candace was supposed to have a meeting with TPUSA. Somehow, the both of them were not able to conclude on when this meeting was going to. I think the date they gave was 15th of December, which has passed. It never came to fruition. So I guess the private meeting between Erica Kirk and Candace Owens was proposed. Erica had to fly to Tennessee to see Candace.
A private meeting.
So we tuned in to hear what happened.
Apparently, the meeting the secret meeting did happen, and somebody now coming back online to come narrate the meeting now is beginning to sound way off.
Candace can dance.
It wasn't like people were coming to the mic and it was an open mic and they didn't know if they were going to get. It was all very much planned by Barry, but Erica said that she knew the general idea, like they were going to mention me and mention the conspiracies, but she was not given that specific, the podcaster, Candace Owens question. So I think that's fair to clear that up. Now, I did not at all recant any of my suspicions, and I understand people disagree with me about particular people at Turning Point USA. I communicated what I communicated in front of the whole world.
Candace was stuttering.
Things that, the biggest piece of this that I want to communicate, and that I did communicate to them, and I hope that they took me seriously on this, or rather that they take my strong advice on this. I said, one of the reasons why I really want to sit down is because I want to walk out of here and feel confident saying to my audience, hey, like, there's stuff going on behind the scenes, but Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk. Like, that more will come out, but you can take it from me that this is what happened. I was looking to achieve that because there's been a lot of signaling from various people, some people who are experts, some people who have been involved in cases, that there's obviously going to be stuff that the public does not have access to. And so it is at least plausible that they have seen very clear footage that we've been asking for of Tyler Robinson getting up there and taking the shot.
Candace was losing composure. Candace
Vibe was off.
The vibe was off.
They have access to UVU camera. So I was hoping to hear that. And I said that. I was like, I want to hear why people feel so confident at Turning Point USA that Tyler Robinson is the guy. And at this point, they elected to call the lawyer, like, you know, their lawyer who is involved in this case, one of the lawyers that's involved in this case. There's always a team of lawyers, especially for something like this. And what I got from the lawyer did not make me feel that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk. It did not make me feel confident that he didn't or did shoot Charlie Kirk.
The vibe was off.
The vibe checking ain't checking.
I was very surprised by this. He spoke a very long time. I asked, you know, can you share with me what it is? And I said, when you share this with me, I will not say what that thing is. If that's what if we want to protect the integrity of the case, I'm not gonna. If you say we've got the footage of him taking the shot, I promise I won't say that to the audience. But I will communicate to them that you have something that is solid. And no, to the exact contrary, this guy effectively said, not effectively, he said that they have nothing but the affidavit. Okay, so what you have, what we have seen is what they have.
Nah, Candace, we ain't gonna let that fly. The vibe was not checking.
I was surprised to learn, and this is kind of gets into, I guess, us not knowing the inner workings at Turning Point USA, that Rob McCoy actually does not work with Turning Point USA in any capacity whatsoever. And so him communicating as he has done, like, I'm the pastor, I'm this, I'm that, it's just not real. Like, that is not real. And we should know that that's not real. And when he says that, call him out on that separately from Turning Point USA. I was operating under the assumption that he worked for Turning Point USA. And I said, if obviously that's wrong, I'm happy to correct that. But also, what were we to assume when he hit the stage at the memorial and said, I'm America's pastor, and then had the Wikipedia updated and said, well, I'm assuming he had it updated because who else would do that he started Turning Point USA Faith. So I guess, to be clear, we were just wrong about that.
And out of everything she was saying, the most interesting parts of the whole episode was the comment section.
Yep. Everyone was going in on Candace.
Crazy.
Candace mentioning that it's fake and gay,
It feels a little fake and gay.
but it seems like the program the Candace program now is the fake and gay.
Crazy.
It feels a little fake and gay.
The whole entire episode was so fake.
I am not different. Maybe you are different.
Candace is now calling her listeners bots.
Which was crazy, by the way. Because if you look at those comments now, you can tell that these are real people commentary now.
Real people commenting.
Mr. Bruce Lee writes, people in the chat, many other channels are not hearing what they want to hear, so it's automatically, well, Candace got paid. The chats are so botted. It's better to actually look at comments after the episode to see what people think. And we've had so many people talk about how there are so many bots in the chat, and so focus on obviously the words I am saying, and obviously you can tell that I have not been paid.
And Candace is calling her listeners bots.
Okay, so I guess if she's calling her listeners bots now, I guess the 1-point-something million views now are what?
Bots.
You said it.
Crazy.
You're suggesting that I'm making money. Did I sign a new advertiser? Are we reading more? Are we reading more ads? Do we put this somewhere else? Do we sign
the more
a book
views
deal
you get on YouTube, the more money you
did I
make.
sell a T-shirt? Okay, but like, come on now, Pierce. Money on YouTube? Are you kidding me? I was already in a top 10 podcast globally before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And if you think that I would want my friend to be assassinated so I could go from being in the top 5 to being number 1, you're out of your mind.
No,
Okay,
I'm telling you,
it's so disrespectful.
I'm telling you.
But like the point is that everyone who is saying that I'm making more money cannot say how I'm making more money because it's just not true. Okay.
So what you guys think about Candace Owens? The Matrix has finally come out from Agent Smith.
Whoever it is, he's not reading like an agent.
Surprised to see me?
Something else Blake Neff said. He said Candace has made other stranger allegations involving French paratroopers in maroon shirts, Egyptian Air Force planes flying out of Provo, Utah, and potential underground assassins traveling through unseen tunnels.
Agent Smith has revealed.
At one point in early November, she started wildly throwing suspicion on members of Utah Valley's soccer team for wearing hoodies. I could go on. There's always something new coming up. None of it ever pans out because from the start, there's been nothing there. What do you say to that?
Agent Smith.
Regarding the Egyptian planes, that's a fact. Why are you saying she said that there was a military Egyptian plane on the ground that day? There was. In fact, there were 2.
Agent Smith has revealed that he's been in control the whole time.
I want to ask you a follow-up specifically about the Egyptian planes, given you've now addressed it, which is, where is the evidence that any of these Egyptian planes were tracking Erica Kirk?
I am going to be publishing the full document because there's not even just 2 planes. There's actually 4 planes.
Shit. At the end of the day, the architect is still the creator of the Matrix. And it seems like it's beginning to close the door on Candace now.
The inevitability of its doom is apparent to me now as a consequence of the imperfection inherent in every human being. Thus I redesigned it, based on your history, to more accurately reflect the varying grotesqueries of your nature.
The anomaly has been identified and the bug has been taken out.
I am not different. Maybe you are different.
Which brings us at last to the moment of truth, wherein the fundamental flaw is ultimately expressed and the anomaly revealed as both beginning and end.
It's time to turn the TV off.
Turn the TV off. Turn your TV off. I'm Candace.
Erica was emphatic in the CBS thing that she wanted you to stop.
And I was not asked throughout that conversation to stop. And to the contrary, I shared information that I had, and I got information from them.
Right.
That helps.
So you will carry on.
Focus.
You will carry on.
Yes.
With the theories.
Yes. Until I feel confident of who killed Charlie Kirk, I will not stop.
But if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Where else would you rather be? On that note, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye bye now.